la vida no es solo un juego.
Took care of business shortly out of halftime. Ismail Diaz, a hat trick to dispatch Qatar after they narrowly escaped Group C with Costa Rica, El Salvador, and Martinique. Well, fans of the United States have something to cheer for. After all, this is a side seeking its 8th title in this competition and the chance to go back-to-back. They've been to 13 previous finals. Maybe today they add to it. This is a San Diego crowd that you would understand is excited. They just built this venue. Soon it'll be the host to a Major League Soccer team in 2 years' time. It's been packed time and time again for their NWSL side, San Diego Wave. And there, one of their native sons, Brandon Vasquez, returns wearing the crest of the United States. What an occasion for him, for the fans here. All the while, for Panama, this is a team seeking their 3rd ever final. It's their 50th Gold Cup match, and they do have a winning record. They've never actually won the tournament itself. Alas, it's been the United States who knocked them out twice in the final, 2005, and most recently in 2013 in Chicago. They've met on 26 previous occasions with the United States. They've won merely 2. They have to find a way to break down Matt Turner and what's an inexperienced back line in terms of its time spent together, not only in this tournament, but with the national team. You would say this USA team maybe has more talent, but you would certainly argue that Panama are the more consistent side, having been together through the World Cup qualifying with the vast majority of the squad that they've brought here. This stadium holds about 35,000 fans. The United States comes off a very ruckus atmosphere in Cincinnati. Matt Turner coming up with 2 penalty saves in the shootout. All the while, this Panamanian side made no mistake in their previous fixture. That 4-0 drubbing of Qatar outside of Dallas and Arlington, precisely what they were hoping to do. It felt throughout like Qatar, to some extent, was stuck in quicksand all night. And a credit to this Panamanian side that's lost a fair amount of their width, with players going down to injury at the tail end of the group stage. The San Diego Outlaws have waited for a moment like this. Finally, the United States calls this venue home for a Gold Cup knockout stage game. For the 12th time, Panama and the United States set to meet at the Concacaf Gold Cup. They've met at every level. Panama, the only team to ever defeat the United States in the group stage in this tournament. But the United States has never been knocked out by Panama. One of the youngest American teams ever assembled for a game of this magnitude, and a Panamanian side that's been waiting for their moment to take them down. In San Diego, the USA and Panama set to meet. Lineups kickoff imminent after the anthems.
The national anthem of Panama.
Amigos aficionados, favor de ponerse de pie para el himno nacional de Panamá.
Please remain standing for the presentation of the national anthem of the United States of America.
Por favor, mantenerse de pie para el himno nacional de los Estados Unidos.
The 38th match of this Concacaf Gold Cup, inclusive of the preliminary round. You went through Nations League. You hope to qualify directly. If you have to go through the prelims, you do. The Giants find themselves masquerading through the group stage, through the quarterfinals, and now here we are at the semifinal. Matt Turner captains the U.S. under B.J. Callahan, the caretaker manager. Long and Robinson together for just the second time. The last time, January 31st of 2021. The entire American midfield is 24 years of age or younger. And up front, a shift for Ferreira out of the 9, 2 hat tricks in the tournament. Vasquez, his first Gold Cup start. He's the first American player in the Gold Cup to score 3 goals as a substitute. They've made in totality 3 changes. Cowell, Long, Vasquez for Zendejas, Neal, and Gressel. Walter Lopez officiated the Champions League final between León and LAFC. He's got the most CONCACAF Champions Cup appearances in history. The 42-year-old Guatemalan oversaw the Gold Cup final between the United States and Jamaica in 2017. All the while assisted now by VAR, Honduran Selvin Brown, assisted by Benjamin Pineda of Costa Rica. There's Orlando Mosquera Luis Mejia may have been the star of World Cup qualifying, but make no mistake, Thomas Christensen has entrusted this tournament to Orlando Mosqueda. He's in goal. In the back line, it's a familiar trio. Escobar, Cummings, and Andrade combining in a three-back. Davis has 3 assists from the wide areas. Barcenas has 2 goals and 2 assists. He shifted to a wing-back position due to necessity of injury. Diaz, his 8th appearance in this tournament, 5 goals. Quintero, his 26th match at the Concacaf Gold Cup. Allow yourself to dream if you're Panama. 2-2 in the semifinals of this competition in their history. And today, perhaps if they can avenge the losses of finals past against the U.S., they'll have their chance at glory. B.J. Callahan knows that his time as the manager will last just as long as the United States remain in this tournament. Then he entrusts the position back to Greg Berhalter, who led the side through their World Cup campaign. Matt Turner applauds. The fans behind him will hope to provide that extra boost for an American side that had 1 fewer day to prepare for this game based on the way the schedule played out. The matches in Cincinnati played on the 9th. Matches in Arlington played on the 8th. Alberto Quintero, 134 appearances. He'll get the first touch in the 135th game of his international career, the Gold Cup semifinal.
2-1.
Underway at Snapdragon Stadium in San Diego, California. The Concacaf Gold Cup semifinals begin here with the United States taking on Panama. Surely the United States are favorites. History entrusts them with that. Vasquez rolling over. Shot is off the post. Unbelievable start for the U.S. Vasquez once more. Reynolds serves an intriguing ball. That's cleared as far as Fajardo, although he's turned it over. Lost by Jones. Long pursuing Quintero. Well, Panama spared their blushes, to say the least. All the while, they're on the attack. Dangerous ball cut back, no one at the spot. Scooped up by Davis. Muscled away by Sands. Was run into by Godoy. Well, there's the look at Cade Cowell. 4th youngest American to start a Gold Cup knockout stage game. And he wasted no time at all with the opening look for the U.S. 10 unbeaten for the United States national team since January. The vast majority of this squad changed over from the Nations League finals. Saw the United States knock out Canada as they did in the quarterfinals here. Ferreira angling back. Wrong side of Mihailovic, stepping in Busio, and the United States are buzzing from the opening whistle tonight. Dwan Jones intercepts. Cade Cowell. Cowell flying. Busio, that falls here for Ferreira. Rolls at Mosqueda. And Panama better figure this out in a hurry. This is the 7th youngest American lineup ever put out in a knockout stage game. The 6th youngest was their match against Canada in the quarterfinals. This roster about 2 weeks older. Gianluca Busio. Miles Robinson. That's a poor ball. Ripped away by Quintero. Godoy, Carrasquilla. Sending Ismael Diaz, the fastest hat trick at this Gold Cup. It took him about 10 minutes to entirely dismantle Qatar and send them home in the quarterfinals in Arlington. Miles Robinson. Over to Long, Two players featuring an MLS, Long for LAFC. A couple hours up the road here in Southern California. Miles Robinson for Atlanta United. Cross country on the Atlantic coast of the United States. DeJuan Jones. Cowell. He'll catch up to that. Met by Escobar. Barcenas. And there was a feeling among the American media the U.S. were a bit slow to the jump in that Gold Cup quarterfinal against Canada, not nearly aggressive enough. The opening 45 minutes in particular were lackluster. Whatever fireworks they failed to bring in Cincinnati changed the moment Brandon Vasquez hopped on the field, scored in the 88th minute. A penalty put Canada level 3 minutes into stoppage time. The Canadians took the lead, only to see the U.S. in the 114th minute use an own goal to send it to penalties. Barcenas holding off Mihailovic. And a foul. Davis out of his reach. I can understand if Mosquera was just a bit discombobulated with the early avalanche of U.S. chances. 26th meeting for Panama against the U.S. They've managed to draw 6, win just 2. Mihailovic. Vasquez slipping through. Cowell. Cowell slipped away, bounces right to Mosquera. That is a hugely fortunate conclusion, one that's wiped away by what VAR has now helped to deem offside. Mosquera. Harold Cummings. Andrade. Davis. Diaz pursuing Reynolds in control. Turner off the bounce. As far as Godoy, down to Eric Davis. Godoy captains the side again tonight. Carrasquilla behind Cummings, who's often worn the captain's armband. Ball through, Turner. Elopes out of the penalty area, down to Orlando Mosquera. Only 2 starts in World Cup qualifying for the 27-year-old from San Miguelito in Panama. Cummings. Barcenas trails away, header up from DeJuan Jones. It's Cowell. Spots Jones through. DeJuan Jones into the penalty area. Held off by Cummings, touched away by Sands, dummied through by Diaz. Davis. Off of Bucio. Escobar. Mosquera. Andrade. Flicked on to Davis. Bucio. Quintero, Davis. It's an intriguing ball, diving header by Long. Cummings steps in front of Vasquez. Cummings. The only shadow you'll find today is from our sky cam. Otherwise, it is practically a cloudless day overhead here at the Snapdragon Stadium. It was built to host the San Diego State Aztec football team. It's now known that in addition to hosting the San Diego Wave, the side led by Casey Stoney and led in the front office by Jill Ellis, their star players, Naomi Girma, Alex Morgan, both U.S. national team stars now. Will be San Diego's upcoming MLS side as well. Join the tenants in 2025. Forward from Quintero, it's out of the reach of Vanibal Godoy. Now the opening look here for the U.S. Vasquez playing a enlightened ball. The in-swinging Cade Cowell hammers the post. That close to what would have been a pretty magic moment for the young man. Cowell scored his first international goal for the U.S. against Trinidad and Tobago in a 6-0 destruction of the side. He also scored in the shootout against Canada. A lead, ultimately, the U.S. would not relinquish. Busio plowed away from Vasquez. DeJuan Jones. Robinson. Davis. Andrade. That's Cummings. Crossing the 90 cap plateau. Barcenas. Mosquera. Robinson. Puts his head to it again. Now Panama control. Fajardo. Sought the return. Long scoops into the air. Robinson clears. Ball whipped across. Turner meets it. Carried upfield by Reynolds. He's giving it back to Panama. And now Panama starting to find themselves. It was a clever idea working off Quintero. Robinson's header askew, and Ismael Diaz, not for the intervention of Turner. We've seen that tapped in for the opening goal, despite it's been a strong opening 12 minutes from the United States. Vasquez, Reynolds, Robinson, Aaron Long. Long for Ferreira, never got there. Barcenas. Long grappling. And the referee gestures to the frustration of the assembled Panamanian fans. There was a tremendous number of Guatemalan fans in Cincinnati. Felt like many became U.S. fans by the time their Gold Cup adventure was extinguished against Jamaica. Through for Busio. And the return to Ferreira. Mosquera. Quintero. Godoy. Hammers the switch. Jones intrudes. Escobar. Jones cut it out. Carrasquilla onto the foot of Godoy. Giant diagonal winding over long. Jones cleaned off the ball by Fajardo. Bárcenas. Carrasquilla. Mihailovic down to Godoy. Escobar. Bárcenas. This venue did not exist in the last Gold Cup. It's built on top of a former landmark. The old Qualcomm Stadium, as it was known the last time it hosted the Gold Cup. It's the fourth time the city of San Diego has welcomed the Gold Cup. You would think with a venue like this, it should join the rotation. The only regrettable thing is that the Pacific time zone and 7:30 Eastern time start makes this a 4:30 start out west. Panama more the possession, although they've given it away cheaply to James Sands. Played every game of this tournament thus far. He's been the metronome of midfield for the U.S. He's opened a lot of eyes. Captain for NYCFC. MLS Cup winner. Long. Robinson. Cowell sprayed through. Davis. And they lost to Ferreira. Andrade through Mosquera. Panama wins in the group stage against Costa Rica. Again, Martinique, a draw against El Salvador that they led into the 90th minute. Quarterfinal victory against Qatar. The winner of this match will move north to Los Angeles to play at the new SoFi Stadium in Inglewood against the winner of Jamaica and Mexico. Vasquez chips through, chested down, Mihailovic blocked. And Escobar rolls upfield. Diaz, Jesus Ferreira. Sought Vasquez, never got there. Mihailovic through, Vasquez chipped away by Escobar, who's still on the wrong side of the field, having swept out the earlier danger. Let's open things up for Bárcenas. Through for Fajardo. Matt Turner collecting for the U.S. Fans here chanting Matthew Turner. Sometimes sports can fail in the U.S. to break through to popular culture, but in particular this game, which has grown by leaps and bounds, but still have a long way to go. Mihailovic. Turner wore an undershirt on it. He sharpied the name Malia. And after he won the penalty shootout against Canada, he stripped his jersey off. A young girl that he had befriended in his time in New England passed away after a battle with cancer. This deflected on the cross by Mihailovic. Mihailovic planted by Panama. The foul by Barcenas and a free kick for the United States. Look at Mihailovic's previous effort. This is epic defending from Escobar to get there. While those arms are flailing, this clearly went off the legs. There is a measure of respect Busio and Mihailovic have clearly earned. A wall of 3 Panamanians 20 minutes in to protect Mihailovic. Rather, Mosquera, should Mihailovic or Busio strike for goal. It would take something special from here. Gianluca Busio, Escobar, looking for a cutting run across the face of goal. Jones, Ferreira came back on side. Mosquera high points and quickly distributes. 20 minutes complete in this semifinal. The winner on to Sunday's 31st and final match of Gold Cup proper this year, SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Davis, good control. Quintero deflects kindly. Davis, header is high and wide by Fajardo. That's not a bad look for Fajardo. Just didn't get over it. Skims over Cummings. Flown overhead. Vasquez got a piece. Down to Davis. Back pass asking questions. Andrade. Mosquera. Busio. Carrasquilla. Just got over Cowell. Barcenas plays at Mazatlan in Mexico to the south after 4 years in the Spanish Segunda Division. Oviedo and Girona. Lofted downfield. That's excellent control. Fajardo on the run. Jimmied off the ball by Reynolds. Ball whipped off of Jones. Ferreira. Vasquez awaits the support, only to see Andrade slip it away. Oh, Carrasquilla on a Godoy. Drew the defense in, angles it wide. Carrasquilla. Godoy. Flicked over for Fajardo. Flag is down. This deflects out. Now offside. There's BJ Callahan, first head coaching job at any level. An assistant collegiately at St. Joe's in Villanova. In Philly, near his home in New Jersey. Became an assistant coach to Jim Curtin at the Philadelphia Union. Became an assistant coach and strategy analyst for the United States in 2019. He never could have imagined that Anthony Hudson would step down on May the 30th. And few could imagine that Greg Berhalter, after this summer, would regain the position as coach of the national team. News that came just minutes before kickoff in the Nations League semifinal against Mexico, a game that the U.S. handedly won. Out to Reynolds. Reynolds, the return from Ferreira. Andrade holding off Brian Reynolds. How'd he get that off? Carrasquilla doesn't so much care. In goes Sands, what a challenge. Advantage played, Ferreira wide, Cowell drives on Barcenas, out to Fajardo. He's over top of the ball. He definitely does get the ball, but seemed to roll on top of it and through Carrasquilla. Carrasquilla, one of two Panamanian starters featuring in the U.S.-based Major League Soccer. Godoy at Nashville, Carrasquilla at Houston. Bucio, tight quarters to work off Mihailovic. Davis. Godoy. Carrasquilla. Escobar. Mosquera. Eric Davis. Davis in behind. Long. Shores no damage, concedes a corner. Much consternation. Barcenas, 3 goals, 3 assists in 15 Gold Cup appearances. He's over the ball for Panama. He's gone short to Eric Davis. Carrasquilla through Fajardo! Make that Barcenas. He says, no, it can't be offside, but it is. It's off. No goal for Panama. clearly offside. And that offside comes just shy of half an hour, and a good moment for everybody. Get a water break or a cooling break. By any measure, it is 80 degrees at kickoff. The sun entirely unimpeded over the surface of the field. Humidity about 45%. Players will get a moment to calm down after a hugely energetic first half. This Panamanian team seeking a measure of revenge for sure. They seem to meet most every Gold Cup, it feels like. In reality, it's just over 2/3 the tournaments contested that they've matched up. It's the 12th meeting now, almost half of their all-time fixtures. Perhaps most importantly, they met in 2005 and 2013 in the finals. That in the very early going from Cowell. Clearance to deny Diaz. For Matt Turner. Players retake the field here. We've waited long enough. Back to action, about 2 minutes for the break. And the U.S. just got away with one. Panama almost opening the scoring. You'd say against the run of play based on the early chances, but Panama fought back in a massive way. This has been rather impressive, but hardly unexpected. This was a Panamanian team much closer to qualifying for the World Cup than you might think. They reached the Nations League finals with much of this same roster. Carrasquilla launching long, seeing Turner siphon off for the United States. Knows he got that just a little wrong. Panama's listed the 57th team in the world. But this is as good a side as Los Caballeros has put together. 9 straight Gold Cups. They've been to 8 straight knockout stages, but got dumped out in 2021 after the group. They have come back with a vengeance and reached just their 5th semifinal. That is Barcenas, whose goal was wiped off. Over Davis. In the previous Panamanian semifinals in 2005, they actually knocked out Colombia 3-2. They knocked out Mexico in 2013, 2-1. 2015 eliminated in Atlanta by Mexico in extra time, eliminated by the U.S. in 2011. The agony for Davis. DeJuan Jones. It's Aaron Long. Spots the run of Ferreira. Ferreira chipping across, only to see Mosqueda climb out. Not a single player on this Panamanian roster has scored in the Gold Cup semifinal. Ricardo Phillips twice, Ramon Torres twice. Jorge Valdez and Blas Perez have each done it as well. All faded memories now for the Panamanian national team. Diaz, that's going to get through for Fajardo, only to see Matt Turner in position. Reynolds. Andrade. Busio. Down the line, Ismael Diaz. This is where he did his damage against Qatar. Miles Robinson is not a standard Qatari center back. I think few, until his Achilles injuries robbed him of a season and, of course, the World Cup, few would have thought he'd miss that World Cup roster based on his performances. It's very possible he could have been starting at that Qatar World Cup. Fajardo, Carrasquilla, Diaz, Sands. Offside flag raised on the build-up for Panama. Quintero. Possession margin has grown as Panama have grown into this game. This has been a fairly impressive showing so far. Barcenas. Diaz pursuing at the back of Reynolds. Godoy. Mihailovic. Jones. Georgi Mihailovic once more. Mihailovic. Sands. Jones. Long. Robinson. Ferreira flicked off the back heel of Vasquez. What a battle between he and Harold Cummings. How does the U.S. get back into this? They've had trouble penetrating the middle of the field in possession. Panama have been very stout. Quintero, Barcenas, Godoy, Davis slides by. Davis rolling in front, contact from behind. Busio rolling over the top. Quintero in the way of Cowell. With that late run of Diaz. Just didn't hit that right. Cowell. It's with Panama once again. Mihailovic, Vasquez. It's done well to drop in, provide a presence. Too far for Ferreira. When they played Ferreira and Vasquez in the quarterfinals, Vasquez coming in off the bench, managed about 40, 45 minutes together. Vasquez did slot into that 9 role. Ferreira really came in when Mihailovic dropped out for Vasquez into central attacking midfield, as opposed to playing as more of a winger in this game. You could argue perhaps it's a bit of an experiment by the U.S. Ferreira, 6 goals in this tournament. Left the MLS season on a tear, 10 goals, tied for the most in Major League Soccer. While Brandon Vasquez had just 4 goals in 17 games as the starting striker for FC Cincinnati. Problem being, he had managed about a goal every other game last year. His numbers had dropped off. He's managed 3 off the bench here in this tournament. Ferreira pressing. Escobar. Reynolds. Busio take it away. Andrade leads the charge. Andrade on the run. Couldn't play Davis. What an intervention by Miles Robinson. Carrasquilla. Escobar. He's a marked man tonight, Ismael Diaz. That's really well done by Panama. Convergent U.S. midfield, dummied right through. Carrasquilla brought down Diaz. Busio mucked it up, but Diaz recovers. Carrasquilla. Davis. Ferreira defending. Andrade. Levied off by Carrasquilla, got the return. Slipped through Fajardo. Up in the air from Jones. Diaz, Turner off his line. Quintero coming, cleared. And last out of play. Reynolds to the rescue. Andrade way off target on the follow. This could have gone all wrong. And Quintero flying in. Reynolds doing enough. Not only get the ball, but not get the onrushing player as well. U.S. are going to have to go back to the drawing board at halftime. They came out possessed in the first 15 minutes. Since then, Panama, the better chances, much more of the ball. Ferreira tangled up with Davis. The reality is it's those players, the substitutes, could prove most valuable. The U.S. have waited till very late in their games to make their mark. Vasquez scoring 2 88th minute goals in this tournament. Final goal for the U.S. against Canada was in the 114th minute. All their knockout stage games went 80th minute or later before the U.S. grabbed hold of it. That's good from Quintero, dropping back, launching down the line for Barcenas. Jones. To be fair, Panama have conceded 2 important goals the 90th minute or later in this tournament already. Forward from Cowell, Vasquez. Not enough on it to find Mihailovic. Bouncing into Davis. Stiff arms Bucio, Cummings, Andrade, Mosquera. It's a Panamanian side that dominated their home fixtures in World Cup qualifying. Just 2 wins, 5 losses on the road. That's what doomed them. Ball from Davis, dealt with by Reynolds. Back heel to Andrade. Carrasquilla, maybe a chance to hit that on the first time. Up from Barcenas and a foul from Diaz. Another minute or so here of first half stoppage time. San Diego kid. Cowell plays in California, hours up the coast in San Jose. A lot of Californian connections here. Aaron Long from Oak Hills in the LA area, plays now at LAFC. Andrade, Davis, Carrasquilla. Maybe the last look of the half here for Panama. Would love to make something of all the work they've done. Through ball, cut out, on to Bucio, back to Reynolds. And the 2 minutes have elapsed. It is halftime in San Diego. What an inspired half an hour by Panama. The ball off the post inside 2 minutes from Cade Cowell, as close as the United States have gotten. And about a quarter hour into this match, Panama took control. You'd have to say unexpectedly. This is a U.S. team that had less time coming off their game in Cincinnati, having played the extra 30 minutes. They just looked tired. And Panama, a tremendous first half. In San Diego in the Gold Cup semifinal, USA 0, Panama 0. The United States and Panama retake the field in San Diego, California. Welcome wherever you may be watching to the Concacaf Gold Cup. There is Thomas Christensen leading this side to their 5th ever semifinal. He took over in August of 2020, brought them to the precipice of the World Cup. Came up just short. Can he possibly topple the United States? It is essentially the only major team of CONCACAF he's yet to get a significant result against. Panama's already in formation. The U.S., the first 15 minutes, looked up to the task. The final 30 minutes, B.J. Callahan's side had trouble possessing the ball at all. They have to bring something better in this second half. It starts with energy for a side that you would understand if they were a bit depleted after a knockdown drag-out against Canada in the quarterfinals. Walter Lopez will do the honors. No subs at the half. On to the second 45. If we don't have a winner, we'll use extra time, and if needed, as the U.S. know all too well, we'll go to penalties. Mike Watts on hand for the CONCACAF Gold Cup semifinal later tonight. Jamaica and Mexico will find the other participant in Sunday evening's final to be played in Los Angeles. That game being played in Las Vegas. It was home to the Nations League semifinal debacle that Mexico certainly hopes they can bury here tonight. Busio crossing for Mihailovic. Edgar Barcenas. Panama unchanged, maintain their 3-4-3. Davis and Barcenas all over the place. Barcenas saw a goal wiped off correctly for offside in that first half. The aforementioned Davis. Quintero. Hannibal Godoy. Barcenas, Godoy, bouncing off of Sands, through from Carrasquilla. Fajardo didn't get there, and cleared by Reynolds. The referee stopping play. Call for assistance for an injured U.S. player. Just 100 seconds out of halftime. That's Aaron Long. How good was that diving run from Fajardo? Long held him off and crashes into Turner. He gets his leg on the inside of Fajardo. Turner comes from the opposite side. I don't understand if Long starting to get a little nervous around these late-stage CONCACAF matches. He played with a massive laceration to his head, essentially finished the game in a swimming cap in the second leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup final, played in Los Angeles a few months ago. There's not a lot of depth of attacking players off the bench. You see Jordan Morris. He scored the 88th minute winner against Jamaica in the 2017 Gold Cup final. He brings in Dejas or Gressel in wide areas, but you've essentially started your two most informed strikers together, with Ferreira out wide and Vasquez starting in the 9 against Panama in this semifinal. And if you do decide to bring off Vasquez, who's had trouble really getting into the game, you probably have to take Ferreira into the 9 or throw Morris in there. Look through all the photos. The U.S. just minutes out of the break, preparing a change. Walter Lopez ready to begin again. The game against Canada, the U.S. feel like they learned about the resiliency of the 23 that they've assembled here for this Gold Cup run. And in San Diego, they've immediately found an emotional connection with the fans here. At the airport, at their hotel, they've hardly been able to get away. This city is proven through San Diego Loyal, the side owned by Landon Donovan, along with Andrew Vassiliadis. San Diego wave. They do love this game here. Down goes Jones. That's a clean challenge from behind. Cowell into Davis, who retained. Carrasquilla. Flicked outside for Quintero. That's Fajardo making the run. Instead, lobs over the top. Header away from Diaz. Ferreira leading Cowell. Forward for Vasquez. Pumps the brakes. Tries to round the corner. Vasquez back toward Ferreira. Didn't reach its intended target. So much pressure on Brandon Vasquez. The fans in Cincinnati, his home team, they chanted his name as he waited to come in. Scored a go-ahead goal that only served to poke the beast of the quarterfinal match against Canada. Well, now he gets to play in front of his hometown. He's largely found himself isolated tonight. Long. Busio. Reynolds. Jones. Sands. Reynolds runs the line. Inside Cowell. Cowell evades, back, and Vasquez over. That was the golden chance for Brandon Vasquez. As good as it's been tonight for the United States, as clear-cut a chance as they've had. And Mosquera most certainly out of the net. All Vasquez had to do was keep it down. Barcenas. This is enticing for Panama. Barcenas, what a ball! Header down! Turner straight into the air and over the bar! That's magnificent. Into Diaz, who pounds it into the ground and off the outstretched hand of Matt Turner. Now tied for the third most appearances for an American goalkeeper at the Gold Cup, with a fellow Garden Stater, Tony Meola. His legend only grows. Short corner for Panama. Barcenas, Sands. tracked by Turner. Cummings. Jones, Mihailovic, Sands navigating through midfield, return from Jones. James Sands. Give and go wasn't there. Instead, Cowell into Ferreira. Sands, Reynolds. Sidesteps Diaz. Wrong side of Ferreira. Andrade. It's Miles Robinson. Past 10 minutes in the second half. USA 0, Panama 0. Matt Turner, a vital save for the U.S. Just moments ago. Brandon Vasquez, difficult to handle ball, but ultimately you'd say a sitter. Carrasquilla, he sees a chance, but Turner spins around and catches. He looks back at the fans. He's not sweating. Can you blame Carrasquilla for hoping that there's something miraculous in him tonight? Robinson. Still had to deal with that, he did. Sands, Carrasquilla stepping in. He's overtaken by Reynolds, but fouled. Jones offering to Mihailovic. Flip back by Vasquez. Mihailovic did not keep it in. When does B.J. Callahan begin to contemplate a substitution here? Got the wide area players of Zendejas and Gressel. They've rotated their center backs these past few games. Shouldn't need any help there. We've lost Aiden Morris for the time being. Central midfield, when they have had the ball, haven't looked like an issue. Reynolds. There's the save by Matt Turner in all of its glory. Ismael Diaz, a number of runs off the shoulder, the outside back, and darting in toward goal against Qatar. You'd have to say Turner has lined himself up perfectly for the Golden Gloves in back-to-back tournaments, based on the shootout heroics against Canada, should the U.S. win it. Ferreira drops down in midfield to Panama. Godoy holds off Vasquez, starts upfield. Breaking lines, Quintero rolls through. Diaz Got Reynolds down. Cross up for Fajardo. Came off at Jones. Back set header to Carrasquilla from Sands. Ball whipped at goal off of Mihailovic and launched downfield. Mosquera. Mosquera could smash this, and he does, but it's off of Carrasquilla. Bucio out of the reach of Cowell. Aggressive posturing from the United States. Davis. Good read by Reynolds. Sands. Forward from Mihailovic. Jones retains. Sands navigating. And tap through. Vasquez won't get there. Mosquera aggressively climbs the box. That's really good from Jesus Ferreira. He's a little more inverted. He forces the turnover. Vasquez angled that aside for Cowell. Not by Andrade, it's Davis. Carrasquilla bypasses Ferreira. Mosquera, Andrade, long, Bucio, didn't find Ferreira, Andrade central, Carrasquilla, turning Quintero, there's options up there, Andrade, caught by Turner on the goal line. Sailed past Fajardo. Cowell. Short of Ferreira. Carrasquilla holds off Cowell. U.S. have two subs lined up. They'll both be on that far side of the field. There's DeAndre Yedlin. Looking over to the fourth. Christian Roldan. So that's it for Brian Reynolds and Kay Cowell. Cowell, the fourth youngest American to ever start a Gold Cup knockout stage game. Just 19 coming off the U20 World Cup earlier this year. Roldan, winners of 2 Gold Cups and the Concacaf Champions Cup. DeAndre Yedlin, who's from Seattle, has taken a part ownership role in the second division side based here in San Diego. San Diego Loyal. Owns in part with U.S. legend Landon Donovan. Ferreira, that's a foul from Vasquez. It is a very good crowd tonight. Bit late arriving, the time and the traffic in San Diego, not optimal. The 4th Gold Cup visit to this city, much appreciated here in the new digs of Snapdragon Stadium. Sands into Turner. Upfield to Busio in the 65th minute. Slid away, Godoy, Roldan upfield, Yedlin, Ferreira, wide! It may have narrowly touched the post, but it's the wrong side. The fresh legs of DeAndre Yedlin powering forward is out of the reach of Busio. And Ferreira didn't hit it just right. He left a shadow of a mark on goal. Pressure from Roldan. Sent him behind. Six goals for Ferreira, 3 for Vasquez. Goals for Ferreira against Trinidad and Tobago and St. Kitts and Nevis. 2 consecutive hat tricks. Vasquez has done all of his damage the 85th minute or later. Aaron Long. Quintero closes down. Gianluca Busio. Sands plays in Yedlin. Yedlin serving off the head of Vasquez, bounds down and then sent away. Yedlin there to backstop for the U.S. Mihailovic wins a U.S. free kick. There have been hardly any fouls in this game. It has been a very clean contest. Barcenas should just get a simple warning. Is this the moment for the U.S.? Gianluca Busio, dangerous ball off the head of Vasquez. Looks like they got the look they wanted. Vasquez, the big, powerful number 9. Grew up here in the San Diego area. Used to drive about 3-4 hours a day, go to the border, train in Mexico with Tijuana. Named the MLS Best 11 last year. 19 goals in 36 games. Header down to Vasquez. He went down under the challenge of Harold Cummings. probing and prodding. Robinson spots Yedlin. Dynamite service since entering the game. He was shadowed by Diaz. Roldan. Yedlin is open. Yedlin crossing. Andrade. Roldan down to Sands. Forward for Vasquez. Speared away by Godoy. And it's with Panama. "20 minutes remaining, or the 31,690 assembled here in San Diego. We'll get an extra 30 minutes. Ferreira. Ball poked down by Fajardo. Ushered on Quintero, Fajardo. Carrasquilla. Andrade. Cummings. U.S. have made 2 changes already. Panama have not gone to their bench. That's Aaron Long with a push. Successfully wins the ball. Sends it into the Panamanian bench. That's Matt Miazga. Up and about for the U.S. And a stoppage here, 25 minutes into the half. For what would be the final cooling break of the night. B.J. Callahan and James Sands both made it very clear this is a very competitive and energetic Panamanian side. They did not think that tonight was going to be easy. You always know what teams say, and then you realize what the historical record is between these two teams. You wouldn't be shocked if the U.S. experimenting with their forward line in a way they hadn't throughout the tournament. It only ever lost once to this Panamanian team at the Gold Cup, only twice in 25 previous meetings in all competitions. Maybe, just maybe, the U.S. overthought this. And there is a confidence to this U.S. team. There should be. Reigning Gold Cup champions. Twice now reigning Nations League champions. There was a time before León recaptured the Concacaf Champions Cup, the U.S. held every senior trophy in Concacaf, men and women. Panama would like to strike right at the heart of that. Set up a meeting at SoFi Stadium on Sunday night against the winner of Jamaica and Mexico. Changes coming for the United States. Matt Miazga comes on. That's it for Aaron Long. Third change for the U.S. And that's it for Brandon Vasquez. He does not get his magic moment here. Jordan Morris on in his stead. Now, how the U.S. line up now with this group assembled is interesting, but something surely they've thought about in the lead-up. You can play Morris as a striker. You could move Ferreira back to that position. Barcenas. Sky high, header down Mihailovic, up to Ferreira. Quaffs that down, Ferreira on the run. Ferreira's got support wide. Into the penalty area. Cut back Mihailovic. Header by Cummings. Mihailovic is there again, Sands lashing. Sending Busio on the run. But it's just beyond. Barcenas has less time than he thinks. Taken over by Jones. Roldan, Mihailovic. Really snuck back by Ferreira. Guess who the crowd is rooting for tonight? Ferreira and Quintero both struggling at this stage. This is one of the most well-sold events in the history of this young venue. Tapped away out to Jordan Morris. This is just shy of the highest attended match here at this venue. San Diego Wave, when they first opened it in September, 32,000, about 300 shy of that. And they're about 2,500 shy of the American football record set here by San Diego State University, who undertook building this new venue. Sands sort of rolled on. Jones. Carrasquilla closed it down. It's with the U.S. What a gutsy play by James Sands, putting his body on the line. Well, we're about to see the Panamanian trump card. Cecilia Waterman is about to enter. Wait a moment longer. The U.S., some late dramatics these past few Gold Cups. Djordje Mihailovic has something truly unique in him. Mihailovic offers, header down and wide from Robinson. Sort of let that roll off of him. Christian Roldan has never scored the U.S. national team. Never could have seen that kind of deflection coming. Here are the changes. So Fajardo off. Cristian Martinez comes on. That's a holding midfielder replacing your striker. And then your attacking midfielder, Alberto Quintero, replaced by a striker. So in reality, you've moved one striker out, another in, and added a double pivot and allowed Carrasquilla or Godoy to step higher, maybe the fresh legs, Martinez, to play high. seen Martinez play a bevy of roles for this team. Morris, Escobar, Sands. Deflection is kind for Panama. Barcenas, Martinez, that less so. Nations League would tell you Panama are now a top 4 side in Concacaf. They narrowly missed the World Cup, but they trusted the direction they were going under Thomas Christensen. The 50-year-old Dane spent part of his youth growing up in Panama. He felt like they were just beginning this journey together, and the Panamanian Federation agreed. So often disappointment is met by sacking in this region. That was not the case. This is the home of San Diego Wave. They've made it a bit of a tradition to do the wave around the lower bowl here at Snapdragon Stadium at their games. It's currently oscillating around the venue. We're starting to get to the point that time is of the essence. Escobar, straight at Jones. Back from Mihailovic. Sands. Mihailovic once more. Miazga. Robinson. Bucio. Kept it away from Carrasquilla. Yedlin on the run. Support from Roldan. Christian Roldan seeking Mihailovic. And the header from Escobar. Askew. Corner USA. Yedlin really slow rolled that, allowed Roldan to curl around the outside, and Escobar showing Mihailovic wouldn't get a good look. As we found out in the U.S. quarterfinal against Canada, a goal here guarantees nothing. Put the U.S. on the verge of another Gold Cup final. The service. Miazga was peering over both shoulders. Instead, it's out for a throw. Panama have not been to the final in a decade since they lost to the United States in 2013. They seek their third final in 18 years. The U.S. are looking for their 13th final. Bucio, brilliant. Martinez. Now Carrasquilla starts sliding through. What a ball. Waterman chasing from behind. It's Diaz. And the U.S. have recovered in fantastic fashion. Cummings. Header from Jones. Morris pirouettes into space. Sands. Spots the run of Yedlin, who hangs it up off the head of Ferreira. And Ismael Diaz looked like he had a step on everybody. Jones in the U.S. back into position in the nick of time. Mosquera. off the head of Miazga. There's contact. The referee gives a foul. Miazga trying to recover. Robinson put in danger by that. Waterman goes down. Could we see the first card of the night? We will. The man who scored the winner in the final in the 117th minute against Mexico 2 years ago. We're nearing the point of no return. Snapdragon Stadium in San Diego, the Concacaf Gold Cup semifinal #1 going the distance. With Mexico and Jamaica matching up about half an hour's time in Las Vegas. Eric Davis. Martinez beneath it. Another bite of the apple for Davis. Barcenas. Ferreira broke it down. Sands holds off Carrasquilla. Inward to Bucio. Kept in by Ferreira, and play comes back. It is a U.S. free kick. What does B.J. Callahan have up his sleeve? Another wild late game affair for the U.S. Panama hardly tested against Qatar. All that they can handle now. Forward for Mihailovic. Header by Cummings. Corner USA. He aimed for Robinson on the last set piece. Robinson and Miazga provide the size. Mihailovic puts it in play to the backside and lifted out of play by Miazga. Does Panama, on paper, a shorter bench, do they really want to take this into extra time? And now a cramp. The referee already keeping time. Now remember, this starts at 89 minutes. Reasonably, you could add another minute to whatever the plan was for extra time here. There was a hydration break that took about 2 minutes. And all those second half subs See Jason Price, among those on the American bench with his head deep in the whiteboard. This has been some valiant stuff from Panama. They split the results against the top four in World Cup qualifying. They've been to finals in this competition. Von Anderson came into the squad at the end of the group stage for the injured Cesar Blackman. He will make his Gold Cup debut here. Replace the injured Eric Davis, who's carried off. This was a sub that Panama had considered about 25 minutes ago and pulled the card back. But now they will make the change. It was slated to be 4 minutes. It is now 5. The goal now would surely feel like a winner. Sands. Martinez. Miazga puts it out. Brought down by Waterman. Martinez plays into Anderson. Last touch by Jones. And a set piece for the Panamanians, an infrequent happenstance of the second half. Edgar Barcenas to put it in play for Panama. A place in the finals may await. Barcenas comes to the top of the penalty area. Ball deflects around. Anderson tries to get it. Busio clears. Carrasquilla launching forward. Chance for Panama. It's Diaz. But it is offside. Could he be the hero again for Panama? For now, the answer is no. Does he get back on side? The whole U.S. line is stepping forward. Wow. So tight. And then the handball, does that go off the arm of Mihailovic? VAR is going to have a field day with this. This has all gone sideways. Walter Lopez in contact with Selvin Brown, the Honduran VAR. Walter Lopez has seen enough. At least he's heard enough. Hasn't seen anything yet. Matt Turner states his case. Now, could you argue that by jumping, Mihailovic's arms are in a somewhat natural position? Maybe. It's a big ask. He certainly deflects it out of harm's way. And then the ensuing offside call. Thomas Christensen awaits. It is offside. The U.S. are still alive. seeking their repeat title at the Gold Cup. That nearly would have been it. Panama can't believe it. They have had 2 goals disallowed by offside. That one far tighter than the first. Maybe we have another minute here. Did the pendulum swing all the way back to the U.S.? Robinson. Jones. Flip forward for Mihailovic. Down to Anderson. Deflected ball back. Cleared by Cummings. Time is merely a construct of Walter Lopez's mind now. How much time is there really? Roldan deflects away Carrasquilla. Flying forward for Panama. The goal here would be the dagger. Carrasquilla through. Waterman. Waterman across. Just beyond Diaz. The U.S. the other way with speed. Late drama in this Gold Cup semifinal, with Jamaica or Mexico awaiting on the other side. Roldan spots Yedlin. Yedlin cleared out, free kick USA. Right before the final whistle, one more chance for the U.S. Busio or Mihailovic to put it in play. A Panamanian goal disallowed by a margin of inches. Nearly sold out Snapdragon Stadium. Nearly 32,000 peering, dreaming of a late American winner. Is there something miraculous in the air tonight? The United States. Mihailovic in play. If there is, it'll be an extra time. Another 30 minutes here in San Diego. Insanity at the end of this game. Walter Lopez, the VAR, deeming there was no handball by Mihailovic, and the goal that would have seen Panama through disallowed by a minute margin for offside. And we'll play another 30 here in scenic San Diego in Southern California at full time, with extra time to come in the Gold Cup semifinal. USA 0, Panama 0. No shenanigans at the coin toss, at least not yet. After the USA-Canada coin toss debacle for Matt Turner. Upward and onward we go here in the semifinal in the Concacaf Gold Cup. We will go to extra time. The U.S. are here again. The quarterfinals decided in penalties for the U.S. For Panama, they've been here 7 times. Only have they gone to penalties and actually advanced. They lost to the U.S. in the 2009 quarterfinals and Mexico in the semifinals. They've been to penalties on 5 occasions, losing to the U.S. in the 2005 final and winning against South Africa, El Salvador, Trinidad and Tobago, and the U.S. in the 2015 third place game. The U.S. have been to extra time 10 times. They've won 3, lost 1, and gone to penalties on 6 occasions, winning 4 and losing 2, including that aforementioned quarterfinal 3 nights ago. Into extra time we go. USA 0, Panama 0. Anderson. Busio in the way. Anderson recovers. Martinez. Off of Jones. The stare down of Anderson, who's capped just 5 times for the senior national team. He plays for the same Venezuelan side as Harold Cummings, Monagas SC. Giant ball into Roldan. Roldan into Busio. He goes down. He lost his footing. And in doing so, a very inadvertent free kick conceded. And Busio just tearing up the field beneath him. You can see that foot catch. That was that. 100 seconds into extra time. We'll go 15 this way, 15 the other. Don't have a goal. Or if we somehow see multiple goals and still on level terms, we'll go to penalties again. And as we now know, Matt Turner, the American cheat code in said moments. The crowd that had trouble getting in tonight with the traffic and the start that coincided with the end of the typical 9 to 5 workday, fans here get this bonus of an extra half hour. The American players, it's more wear and tear. For the Panamanians, they must be hugely grateful they're able to make subs for the final 20 minutes of that Qatar game. Lined up field, Ferreira. Cummings, the defensive header. Down by Waterman, forward from Godoy. Martinez leading Anderson. Carrasquilla. U.S. pressing high here late. Got the tired legs of Jesus Ferreira leading that charge. Morris caught out by Anderson. Carrasquilla holds. Back to Escobar. Two goals deemed offside. One massive save on a Panamanian header from Matt Turner in the second half. Good ball by Diaz. Martinez leading Anderson. Miazga will clear. Godoy. Escobar, Anderson, Martinez into Escobar. Plays a square ball that's siphoned off by Roldan. Turner. Cummings, Mosqueda. It was hot enough at kickoff here with the sun pouring over the field. We needed 2 cooling breaks, 1 in each half. Have to think some of these players just exhausted. Diagonal hit that sends Jones on the run. Got a piece of the ball from Anderson. Chested down, Waterman. Busio got a piece, now away by the U.S. Andrade. Busio beneath it. Carrasquilla. It's the foul from behind that undoes Panama in that moment. What goes through Thomas Christensen's mind? He told his family when he took this job in 2020 in the midst of the COVID pandemic, this was an experience he always wanted at some point. His agents put his name in without even asking him. Started preparing his plans for Panama, how he could take this country back to the World Cup, where they suffered in Russia, but the fact they were there, an achievement unparalleled in Panamanian history. And surely put hands on continental silverware. What a tremendous accomplishment that would be. Sands. Ball deflects kindly. Morris got chopped out by Anderson. Sands. Robinson spots Yedlin. It's been a dynamic inclusion. Whoa, Roldan. Hammered by Andrade. Busio. Busio delivers. Header from Ferreira is right at Mosqueda. Look at that catch off the head of the defender. A double doink finds Mosqueda in perfect position. Barcenas. He appears poised to go the distance tonight. Mosqueda collides with Morris. Anderson leading Martinez. Waterman and Diaz front running. Ball through, met by Jones. Collected by Godoy. Served wide for Barcenas. Past the midway point of the first period of extra time. Anderson. Martinez, a familiar sight. Carrasquilla. Over the top, brilliant ball. Turner off his line. And Anderson! His first ever goal for Panama! The go-ahead in the semifinal! Finally, for Panama, it'll count. Finally, the U.S. are undone. And they'll need something majestic. 2 games running, trailing in extra time. There's Robinson trying, along with Yedlin, to jump back onside. But the line still too high. Anderson getting around Turner and scoring one of the biggest goals of his life in this semifinal. He wasn't even on the roster in the group stage. Cesar Blackman injured. So Ivan Anderson steps under the spotlight and thrusts Panama ahead. Turned over, brutally so. Waterman on the run. Over to Martinez, back to Waterman. From the end line, held by Turner. It was awkward, but it was enough. Turned over again, but a foul from Godoy. They've beaten Canada, they've beaten the U.S. They took Mexico to the wire in the third place game in Nations League. Panama are on the verge. Whether or not that had crossed the line in its entirety remained to be seen. All the while, Giovanni Welch in off the bench. That's it for Godoy. Peels off the captain's armband. Shares a late moment here. He leaves with the lead for Panama. Welch for Godoy, the fourth Panamanian change. And they've done so in 3 moments. And so the U.S. will need divine extra time intervention again. There's an own goal by Scott Kennedy in the quarterfinals. Thrown in toward Miazga. Cummings up and away. Martinez. Jones. A throw for the United States. Another 3 minutes this way, then they'll flip and go 15 the other way. Jones. Header away. Sands. Will bounce to Mosquera. Took it off the hop. The U.S. are preparing 2 changes. Busio steps in. Ferreira leads the American charge. Trying to go through for Morris. Ball deflects around. Ferreira off of Busio down to Mihailovic. Inside Ferreira. Kept it away from Carrasquilla. Down to Sands, overrun by Welch. That's it for Gianluca Busio. They'll bring on Julian Gressel. Enough for DeJuan Jones, the outside back. John Tolkien. Put in play by Gressel right off the bench. Mihailovic clashing with Martinez. Gressel. Roldan goes down. Andrade. Miazga. Yedlin. All three knockout stage wins took goals after the 80th minute en route to the title for the U.S. in 2021. Ball clipped ahead. Over to Ferreira! Oh, it's magic! The Concacaf killer strikes again! The 105th minute! 1-1. Header over from Morris. Right on target. Ferreira. What an incredible goal for the United States. At its bleakest, at its dimmest, Jesus saves. 1-1. His 7th of the tournament. Unreal. Halftime of extra time. It's all still here to play for in search of a repeat title. The U.S. have gone back-to-back 05, 07. They're looking to go back-to-back again, and it remains on go. One-one. Anderson in the 99th, and Jesus Ferreira in the 105th. We've gone 105, 15 more to go. If we don't have an answer, it's on to penalties. What a ball forward from Miazga. The touch over by Morris. And Ferreira, he has 2 hat tricks in this tournament, but nothing compares to this. All eyes on the 22-year-old. Who has almost half of his international goals in this tournament alone. All the while, the goal for Panama. The high line for the U.S., outwitted by Ivan Anderson. The man that was not selected for this tournament when it began. A moment that was nearly etched in Panamanian football history. In some ways now lost to the sands of time. We're down to the final 15 tonight, one way or the other. Morris got his head to it. Gressel. This Panamanian team, so close. So close. Ferreira scored the winning penalty in the shootout against Canada. He stopped, he admired the moment. The moment admires him tonight. Roldan, Tolkin. Back heel to Morris, on Roldan. Tolkin available. Tolkin hits the switch off the head of Barcenas. Barcenas unable to outdance Julian Gressel. Roldan. Gressel. Julian Gressel cleared as far as Sands. This crowd nearly a frenzy atmosphere off of Yedlin. What magic dust does B.J. Callahan have? How has he possibly orchestrated this again? All the resilience that he claimed after that Canadian victory in penalties. Amazingly, it's happened again just 3 days later. Martinez upended, free kick Panama. From Tolkin. We got a very fresh cut. It's finally eliminated. A very unique hairstyle choice. He's bleeding. Doesn't want to go. This crowd here in San Diego. As loud as they've been all night. Through for Martinez. Miazga claims the throw. It is. It is a U.S. throw. Martinez remains down. Ferreira tried to bring it down. Andrade touched away briefly by Robinson. On to Martinez. Slips ahead into the pocket, lost by Diaz. Recovered by Welch. Welch! Rebound to Turner corrals. Miazga. 10 minutes to find a winner. The U.S. holding court. And Panama pounce. And the U.S. convert. Dropped into Tolkin. Lines up Anderson. Roldan. Tolkin. Martinez. Swept up to Anderson. Back from Miazga. Miazga, Tolkien. Launched ahead, seeking Morris. And Mihailovic just came up lane. He's trying to walk this off. The U.S. have already used all 6 subs. Mihailovic has to go the distance. Robinson. Morris. Rolled on. Tolkien down the line. Tolkien, Sands, Morris, Tolkien now. Tried to find Morris in behind. Oh, Morris, absolutely right. Escobar sold that perfectly. It is not a corner, it's merely a goal kick. Anderson in the 99th. Ferreira at the stroke of 105. 1-1 in this Gold Cup semifinal with Jamaica and Mexico still to come. Another throw for Panama. Diaz. Referee waving him up after the contact with Miles Robinson. Tolkien to the halfway line. Sands collides with Martinez. Anderson to Welch. Martinez, Anderson, Welch now. Martinez. Escobar. Martinez was down. They gave advantage. There was none. 5 minutes to play. To what extent can Panama really expose themselves defensively now? Waterman. Barcenas will recycle. 5 minutes to play in San Diego. The winner on to SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles for the Concacaf Gold Cup final. Escobar, met by Miazga. Throw for Los Caballeros. Ferreira's gone down. He started this game in a wide position. He swung into the striker. He's dropped into midfield since Busio left. What a versatile Swiss Army knife. Now, they've just announced the anti-discrimination protocol verbiage of the public address system. There's Ferreira going down. The U.S. are out of subs. So if Ferreira has to come out, he would not be replaced. Well, look at how we got here. Jesus Ferreira, the 105th minute. Another U.S. extra time equalizer in just a 3-day span. They've turned this whole thing around. His 7th goal of the tournament. It would take something truly spectacular for him to fail to win the Golden Boot now. He's up and walking this off. You would think he'll do all he can to stay in here. Such precious little time remaining. If you're Panama on paper, you've only made 4 changes, used 3 windows. On paper, your best penalty goalkeeper is already in, Mosquera. Luis Mejia has plenty of experience in that vein as well. Andrade drops into Waterman, trying to fight by Miazga. Ismael Diaz. The overlapping run. The service for Anderson. Carrasquilla. It's Escobar. Into Anderson. Anderson! Yedlin. All taken out by Roldan. The goal here would surely be the winner. U.S. won the final in extra time. Miles Robinson, a late header on a ball from Kellen Acosta. Down to Morris. Ball from Tolkien, appeal for a handball, referee, play on. Carrasquilla, it's Martinez. Ferreira's back in at full sprint. 1 added minute. The U.S. should feel very confident going to penalties. Matt Turner, utterly magnificent. 11 of 25. He saves over 40% of penalties. Can they end it now? Tolkien, Sands. Miazga. Back from Gressel. The U.S. waiting for the final opportunity. Squared down the line. It's rolled on for Morris. Mosquera will surely take this to penalties. Off the head of Escobar. Full time. The Gold Cup semifinal will be decided from the penalty spot. Jesus Ferreira, a magical goal in the 105th. His 7th of the tournament. Yvonne Anderson in just his 4th international cap. His first international goal. In back-to-back knockout games will go to penalty kicks to decide who faces Mexico or Jamaica in the final. Either the 3rd final in Panamanian history, seeking their first title, their first in a decade, their first ever against a team other than the U.S., or the USA for the 13th time, their chase for 8 reaching its final stop at SoFi Stadium. BJ Callahan filling out the list. That's Jason Price on his right. He announced the order to the team in the huddle. He left no questions. It's not up to the team. Sean Johnson, the experienced vet, helping Matt Turner through all that information. Penalties upcoming. USA 1, Panama 1. Three days ago, the United States participated in a border war of sorts. Both the US and Canada refused to move back beyond the halfway line. That was quite the skirmish-filled conclusion. This game has been remarkable, hasn't it? The chances, the drama of it. 2 offside goals, correctly offside at that, for Panama. A massive Matt Turner save in the second half. And it ends from the penalty spot. Matt Turner gets to make the decisions this time. What could possibly be behind those eyes? Matt Turner is equally dissatisfied 2 games in a row with the coin toss entering penalties. He's trying to explain why he's so dissatisfied. All right, let's do it. In the run of play, Matt Turner has saved 11 and allowed 14. For Orlando Mosqueda in his career, he has saved 5, conceded 14. In penalties at the Gold Cup, the United States 4-2. They lost to Panama in the 3rd place game in 2015. They defeated Panama in the 2005 final. Panama in shootouts, win 4, lost 1. Their only defeat in spot kicks, the 05 final. Jesus Ferreira went down with a cramp. About 4 minutes remaining in extra time. The goal he scored in the 105th minute will stand in U.S. soccer lore if it is enough. The U.S. will shoot first. Ferreira scored the 5th and final penalty against Canada. Remember, you do have VAR. Neither goalkeeper is on a yellow should they leave the line early. Ferreira, 7 goals in this tournament. He made his penalty against Canada in the quarterfinal. Mosqueda is ready. Ferreira, save! Orlando Mosqueda starts the shootout magnificently for Panama. And unlike the shootout against Canada, the U.S., the side that will have to chase. That is Fidel Escobar. Loaned briefly to New York Red Bulls while he was with San Miguelito. A Panama City native, part of the World Cup squad in Russia. A bit of a philanthropist in his hometown, the Panamanian capital, Panama City. Matt Turner, big time and time again in these moments. Escobar right down the middle. Panama lead, 1 round complete in the semifinal shootout. He knew it before he even hit the ground. It'll be Mihailovic. Had been out of the national team, called back in. The 24-year-old from Florida features now in the Netherlands. Mihailovic, a vital penalty here for the United States. Mihailovic delivers. Mosqueda flipped the script, went the other way. Mihailovic held his nerve. Ismael Diaz. The only hat tricks in this tournament belong to players in this game. Ferreira had 2, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Kitts and Nevis. Diaz blew the doors down against Qatar in the quarterfinals. 3 goals in 10 minutes. Diaz against Turner. Sent Turner the wrong way. 2-1 Panama, 2 rounds complete. The U.S. simply have to keep serve from here. Sold out Snapdragon Stadium. Jordan Morris entered as a second half sub, 9 goals in MLS this year. He had the winner in the 2017 Gold Cup final against Jamaica. Morris, oh, he roofed it. Mosquera had it dead to rights. Morris simply just better in the moment. 2-2, halfway through the shootout. Wow. It had to be perfect, and it was. Christian Martinez. He spent some time in the U.S., loaned to Pittsburgh and then Columbus. From there, loaned to Cincinnati, on to Chicago. He was loaned to Las Vegas. Time oscillating between the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st division of American soccer. He can keep Panama in the catbird seat now. Martinez feigns. Oh, it's right at Turner! The shootout is level with 3 rounds in the books. He got this all wrong. He pauses in the run-up, and a poor penalty by any measure. Matt Turner, another save. That man's off the hook. And up steps Julian Gressel. On June 26th, he welcomed his 2nd child, a little girl, Ellie, to the world. He was late arriving to the group stage. You have to know what this means to him. He's never scored for the national team. Gressel, no doubt. And the U.S., for the first time in this shootout, have the advantage. All the pressure now heaped upon Panama. Score, or the U.S. can end it with their 5th kick. Matt Turner, magnificent all tournament long. Edgar Barcenas. Barcenas rolls it by Turner. The nerve to go through with that penalty. The U.S. fans are stunned. Wow. The medal of the moment. Now the U.S. must score, or Panama can end it with their 5th kick. Essentially, we've entered sudden death now. Matt Miazga. Miazga! A tremendous penalty. The U.S. are 1 save away. Miazga had been out of the national team for almost 2 years. What a moment. He's got words for Cecilio Waterman. Waterman in World Cup qualifying, utterly dominant. 6 goals, 3 in the octagonal. Panama's hopes of a trip to Qatar were largely on his shoulders. Their hopes of advancing to the final now lie entirely on his shoulders. Score or go home. This is the moment. A long run-up for Cecilio Waterman. A save from Turner, and the U.S. onto their 13th Gold Cup final. Waterman! Panama are alive. Silencing for a moment this unnerved American crowd. What if I told you Christian Roldan had never scored for the United States national team? 36 caps, not once. He's won 2 Gold Cups. He's won the Champions League. Roldan, save Mosquera! And Panama one make away. The final is within reach. Not a good penalty. Mosquera read it well. Adalberto Carrasquilla, an under-17 captain, not playing in the under-20 World Cup, now at the age of 24, signed with Houston. He has been the heartbeat of this Panamanian team, and Carrasquilla has a chance to send these racing hearts onto the Gold Cup final for the first time in a decade. Carrasquilla! Oh! What a finish! And Panama on to the Gold Cup final! Mosquera, the hero. Thomas Christensen, they believed in his vision. For the first time in a decade, Panama to a continental final. And the U.S. hopes of a repeat are over. Ferreira missed the first penalty. Roldan missed the last. And the United States ousted from the Gold Cup in the semifinal. Panama outlasts the 105th minute equalizer from Jesus Ferreira. Jamaica and Mexico begin in moments. The final penalty from Adalberto Carrasquilla, unsavable. Utterly perfect penalty. And just like that, Panama are in the final. And the United States return to the tutelage of Greg Berhalter. Their summer is over. Their repeat dreams are over. Nations League champions ousted in the semifinal. Panama win it on penalties in 6 rounds, 5-4. Panama through to the final. The U.S. are out.